Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Main. And tonight we are working on night 2 of our sneak peek release, our sneak peek week, because our November release comes out tomorrow, November 22nd. And so on Tuesday, we played with um, one of our little snowmen stamp sets, snowmen peekers. That's what it was called. And I did some foiling, we did some coloring, and so tonight we're gonna do a different snowman stamp set. And this time we're going to mask and ink blend and make ourselves like a little snowy scene. I'm hoping it's going to be equally as cute, if not more cute. Definitely very fun. I saw so many people in the comments already. You guys got here bright and early. Lisa, I was very sad to hear about your knee. I also saw Peggy checking in, Gail, Sue's checking in from Australia. Let's see, Misty's here. Virginia's checking in with us. Let's see. Miss Jody's here, Barbara, Gail, Mary Ann is here checking in, Susan, Raquel made it, Linda, Mary, Jackie Ann. When she said it's snowing in Kentucky, you can keep all that. Libby's here checking in. Let's see. Irene said, I finally get to watch live. I'm glad you're here too. Linda said it's cold in southern Indiana too. It finally got cold here. It's been hot literally up until this week. Way too hot in my opinion. Let's see, Leslie's checking in from British Columbia. Oh, I'm sorry you're sick in bed though, but I'm glad that you're here. Diane's here. Melissa's checking in with us. Deanne. Perfect. Allie's here too. Thank you guys all so much for jumping in. We are going to do night 2, round 2 of our November release. It's out tomorrow. There's going to be an Instagram hop tomorrow at noon Eastern that goes with it. I also have a YouTube video going up on my channel at noon tomorrow sharing the card that I'm posting in the hop. Thank you to everybody who gave me some love or Pink and Mean some love on the reel that I made with the leftovers from my card from Tuesday. Let me see if I have those right here, because we talked about it while we were live, ways to kind of use those leftovers. We do have it here. And so if you missed the reel, let me go ahead and switch over. Okay, so this was the card we made live on Tuesday. We colored him up. We colored a second snowman just to color. And then when we foiled this foilable panel, we had the reverse image left over, right? We had the red snowflakes. So when I was done the live, I used that red foil snowflake reverse image on white toner paper. And I took the extra little snowman that we had colored together and I just die cut a little square from one of my Pink and Mean sets and I popped them all together. I heat embossed with the frosting, which is what I thought I was going to do on this card. So since I didn't, I flip-flopped them, right? Since this one we wanted a bold white space to go with our colorful background. Since this one had more white background, I went with a darker, right? I think they turned out really cute. So not necessarily matching, but they go. They're friends, and I love them. So this tonight, our stamp set that we're going to use is, I like freaked out when I saw it because it's so cute. Everything, this release is so cute, but this one's really, really so cute. So this is the Snow Family stamp set. It's a little guy, right? It's that one main image, then a couple sentiments and the little snowflakes. but aren't they so sweet? Man, I just love them so much. So that's going to be the main feature of our card. There are two other stamp sets that I'm going to show you like as we work, sneak peek. And then these are the mother of pearl sticky gems. I'm pretty sure these were with like the monthly kit, but they'll be available on their own. And they're that really cool, like, come on, focus. There we go. They're like faceted, but they're kind of like little pyramids or Christmas tree shapes almost. And we get the three different sizes. So we have those. We have a couple other stamp sets. You know, one of them is our mug of the month. But yeah, we're also going to play with the Cozy Winter pattern papers that I shared with you guys on Tuesday. Because we did red the other day, I thought we would go with the cool toned today. But I put on my description list and then forgot to grab my night sky ink, right? So those are going to work really well together. And then also my wavy waves and scallops stitch border dies. Here we go. There they are. So we're going to use those as well, maybe in my vision. I have a rough vision. All right, I have my card base here too. I have some white, I drink white cardstock. And I think we're going to start by, let's trim down our cardstock. Oh no, Virginia said she's got to downsize her snowman collection. I don't know about that. Isn't there like dishes or towels, something else you okay. Let's start getting an idea of what size background we're going to work with our little stamp set. Peggy, I don't want to ruin your dreams now, but it is not a snowman mug. It's not. I don't know. I haven't seen December's mug yet. We could get a snowman mug in December. I don't know. But I will warn you now that we are not getting a snowman mug tonight. So I think that looks pretty nice. And that's still going to give us a nice, good bit of pattern paper border. But it'll give enough space for our little snowmen to kind of breathe, right? We don't want it like right up on them, but I don't want them just like floating in nothing either. So I like that. I'm going to take my pencil and we will, that one went a little rogue. We can give a little outline, doesn't have to be perfect. Just so I know the space that I'm working in. Mhm. Let's see. Trying to catch back up. No snowman mug. It's still a very cute mug. I like the mug. Yeah, you probably saw the other one. Oh, there you go. Libby to the rescue. Our inside source said that there will be people who are very happy in December. So the one I'm going to show you tonight is still very cute. I do love it. I will be working with it next week. And you guys know I have not used all of them, so that is still saying something for me. And Libby said, we'll be extra happy next month. Marianne, that is a great question since we have Libby on. What time does the release go live? Is it at midnight tonight? I've never looked. I feel like that's not a very good excuse, but it's like in the morning when I check, it's live. And so that's pretty much all I check for. I haven't looked to see what time it goes live. All right, I'm stamping out my image with my asphalt ink. Okay, by 9 a.m. ish. So 9 a.m. ish tomorrow, the release will be out. Good. I feel like that's what I said on Tuesday. I must just be cyclically connected to Pink and Main. Oh, you know what? That was silly because we need to make a mask. This one's going to have to be a two-parter because I don't use masking paper. If you have masking paper, this is a great time to use your masking paper, but I don't use masking paper. I use full stick Post-its, and these guys are not going to fit on a single full stick Post-it. So I'm just going to line two up next to each other. And if you don't want a mask, you could totally just cut these with your die cut machine and ink blend on your paper and then just pop it right on top of the ink blending. That's totally fine. I just really love the look of that single layer scene effect. Oh, I was not paying attention, but now I see cornbread in the comments, and Melissa has me intrigued. We're going to do some fussy cutting. Some of these are a little fiddly, but I'm going to do my best to just have a vision for this, and it involves this ink blending. I'm not going to worry about these spaces in between because what we can do is give them like a little snowy hill backdrop and just come across behind them, give a horizon line. And there's also some spaces here, kind of like between the branches of his arm. I'm not going to sweat that either. We can find a marker that's close enough. I don't know what marker that is in my mind, but we'll find one that'll be close enough to mean I don't have to worry about cutting between branches. I'm not doing that. I have a vision, but I still have limits, you know what I mean? If you have ever struggled with fussy cutting, I will tell you these reverse scissors are like a godsend for me for fussy cutting because regular scissors, it was a mess. With the reverse, I get a much smoother cut. And I feel like I can just see what I'm doing better. Not exactly sure about the science on that one, but these are scissors, what are you? Fisker. These are Fisker. And I just got them at my tools. If you do have, or if you used to have fussy cutting concerns and you have other scissors that you love, also please drop them in the comments because I know many people in our community have wrist issues or joint pain or just don't like to fussy cut. So anything that makes it easier is nice, you know? You know what I wasn't even thinking about? Any brown we're going to use is going to cover up that purple. So I'm just going to cut the arms out. And then we won't even need a marker. We're just going to cut these branches right out of our image. And we'll make sure we just use a dark brown. Go. One side of our, let's see, Mary Ann, it does come with dies. I'm not using it just because, like I said, I wanted to do a single layer, but it does come with the coordinating dies and the coordinating sentiment dies and for the snowflakes. So the full set comes with a full die set. Oh my gosh, Melissa was talking about cornbread. Now she's hitting me with mac and cheese. I'm definitely going to have to go back into the comments tonight after this. A little too close, but that's okay. That's just from how I stamped it. The side of what I'm assuming is Mama Snow Woman. Hey, Polly. Libby said Lori Craig is guesting in our hop tomorrow, and she also used this stamp, and it's super cute. I can't wait to see that. Yes, see, 100%. I could have die cut it and done my ink um, on my cardstock and just had the halo, the white halo around it. But I really wanted the look of a flat single layer kind of scene with my ink blending behind this little snow family. So I opted to do this, but you can do that 100%. There's nothing wrong with, I think I do want it a little bumpy. There's nothing wrong with using the dies instead. All right, so I'm just making my little horizon line. This is that Hefty Doodle tape that I had from when we did a little Hefty Doodle collab. Closed, but I know there's still some places that have the tape available. And I need a brush, a purple brush, because we're going in with Night Sky. Mm, turkey tacos, Thanksgiving tacos. Mm, okay, so I'm gonna go in with my night sky, and I want to try to make this a nice, soft, and kind of gentle blend. So I'm gonna tap off my brush on my mask paper before I start pulling that color out with those little circles. I want the color to be more intense around my little snowman family and then get softer and softer as we move outward. Once I have a nice soft blend kind of around the edges, then I like to go back in and build up the center to the level I'm looking for. Right, and when you see it like that, it probably doesn't look like much, but when we peel our mask, it's really gonna pop. And I actually think I want to add a little bit of splatter. I'm going to take a little bit of my night sky on an acrylic block, add a little spray of water, and we're just going to break up. We'll go in at the end and add some snow too. I want the snow to go in front of my snowmen so it looks like snow and not stars. But I want this darker color to only go behind them. I don't want them to be like covered. And I'm going to just dot that up, blot that up so they're not super dark. But that extra little bit of texture is just going to bring in some cool interest. I think it also makes the white snow pop a little more when there's the darker dots. But in the famous words of Mr. Holtz himself, you do you. You don't like the dots, that's okay. I wasn't a splatterer for a while. And most of the time I'm not now either. So you can see with that jaggedy torn little edge how much that purple is going to pop, right? All right. So there's our little cute little scene. I love them. And I just thought about the fact that I stamped all of this on my ice rink. So I guess that means we're using Olos. Jeanette, that's my favorite part too. Pulling off the mask is definitely my favorite part. Okay. So we're gonna get creative with so we've talked about before that for me, in my opinion, the cool gray Olos are very purple. But in this case, I'm very fine with that. So we are, um, I'm going to be bringing in this one of these little wavy border dyes at the bottom, but I still want to have like a little bit of shadow around them in case any of this kind of like peeks over. And we can also add some little texture here and there for the background part of our snow. That was C5, then we're going to jump to C3. It's cute. I like the purple on purple kind of look because it really, to me, it makes it look like that sky is kind of reflecting down onto our snow. Doesn't make any sense that there would be none in front of his little foot, though. There you go. So just starting to kind of break up that white ground. Oh, thank you so much, Polly. I really appreciate that. We got a big old group tonight. Hey, Darla. No problem jumping in late. We're just glad you made it. All right. I think here's the thing, right? Hear me out. In theory, the snowmen would be made of the same snow, and so they would match. But I don't want them to match with the background. I don't want them to get lost. So I'm thinking we bring in a little BV. So they'll go without matching. No, that's even more purple. Hold on. Ooh, that's really dark. Where would you? We're gonna have to go B. I just don't want them to be like, well, we're gonna have blue in our background, pattern paper. So yeah, let's just go for it. They can be blue. Well, I have a B2, a B3, a BG. Oh, that's really blue. We can use that for like scarf accessories. Oh, I like that. Okay, so we're gonna kind of color hop. We're gonna do our darkest shadow snowman color is going to be the B4.3. And I'm going to start by adding this everywhere on the body where these little curved hash marks are, because that's showing texture and their little snow lines, right? So that's like our little road map. Oh, that's probably a scarf. So we'll start with that, but then I'm going to also come in and add my own. So like the bottom of their feet would all be in shadow. And if you like a more monochromatic look, 100% these would be cute in the purple. That just wasn't the vision that I had going into this. So under their scarves would also all have that. The way we're going, I'm just going to work across. Well, I guess we learned that our Olos don't dry as quick as the Copics. So I guess we'll just keep going. I'm going to create a center. No, the way they're facing, right? These three are facing this way, and he's the only one facing that way. So we're going to make like our light source is coming from the left. Okay. And so his little face, no, that doesn't make any sense. I was right the first time. Our light source is coming in, instead of being half and half center, it's going to be here. So that the inside where he's facing them is going to be light, and where they're facing him is going to be light. If you don't want to worry about that, you just skip it and just pick a side, and that's fine. But I think it's going to be cute to have them so that the light is coming where they meet each other. But yes, I also fully encourage, anytime you're doing anything with snow, anything, please, please play with color. Snow that's just gray is fine, but it can be so boring as the artist, like as a colorist. It's so much fun to add some blue greens or some blues or purples. And as long as you're leaving some white, it's still going to read as snow. But you get to play with like a whole scope of colors. So I went from 4.3, right? 4.3 to 0.3. And because they're the same, the Olos and the Copics have that part in common. Because they have the same number after the decimal, or same second number, there's a good chance that they're going to blend decently, right? Even though we're jumping kind of between main colored numbers. So from a 4 to a 0. It's not always guaranteed, which is why still having your little swatch corner is very helpful. And we're just going to start pulling that color out. And then a little BO or 0.2. So one shade even lighter. But you can see, especially on their little bodies, this whole center section is going to stay white. And that's how we're going to know it's snow. Your eye is going to read that as still being white, just a very cool toned white. Oh, they're so cute. Right, but you can see they're still very blue. But it's going to look great, especially once we get all of their accessories colored in. On this foot needs a little blend. Okay. Let's grab our pattern paper for a little color reference. I love how much you guys are loving this set. So I'm leaning the snowflakes. I definitely want something that has multiple of the colors in it. So I guess my best bets, because I don't want to do the plaid, is either the knit or the snowflake. I think I like the snowflake. Although I don't know how I feel about the cream with the white we're going to have at the bottom. I know that knit is really cute, the chevron knit. You guys are all saying snowflake. Okay, okay. That's why I love you guys. 'Cause I think I have a thing, an idea, and then I start to question, and then you guys affirm. So I love you so much. Perfect. Snowflake it is. And I think if we have to, if the white, when we add our little border is too white, we'll just bring in some more of that cool gray. And like now seeing how much of everything else there is, I kind of want to even make sure that there's a little more of that C0 around. But we can bring in more of that if we need. All right, so none of these are really blue-green, although that blue-green does look like that. See, that's me just getting used to how the colors all line up. So this marker that I pulled to the side before is actually perfect. It's the BG 0.7 and 0.4. So we'll do that and some lime green. And so it won't be monochromatic, but it will be all color story with our pattern paper. And that'll be really pretty. So let's see. We're going to start by coloring in this little guy's scarf and hat. I'm going to leave the pom-pom and the white of the hat, or the brim, fold, whatever, of the hat white. Hello. 2.3 is going to work. That looks real green. Yeah, that's the one. If there's a lighter. There's my. I was doing so good. Don't also, that's not even a fair thing to say. There's no wrong. There's no good and bad. Nobody wins an award for not needing a color chart. Honestly, I think B 2.2 might be our best jump for that, because I still want to highlight. I don't want to do just two colors. Yep. See, instead of just struggling, use your tools. You do need to color in some little purple spots around our snowman, though, where my fussy cutting was not perfect. And I think that's going to be pretty close. So you can see right there where I missed a spot. And when you see it like this, they might not stand out, but like this little spot, once her hat is colored, will stand out a lot. So I'm going to have my BV 1.2 at the ready. And I can just go in right around all of those little spots. And more might pop up as we work. It happens to me all the time. I think I caught them all. And then once you see the contrast of color against the white, but once we fill that in, especially from like there, it's gone. You can't see it. All right, let's do a mixture of our blue green and we'll bring in some lime green in a second. Yeah, I love that you guys love the color charts. So helpful. You can have a blue green scarf. So where one layer overlaps another, there'd be a shadow. This section here where we know the artist has drawn us that, what's that word? Fold, right? Basically, it's just a fold. That there would be a shadow there. And same here, there's some little indents there that we can go ahead and guess would have a shadow to them. That we're going to make the band on his hat a green once we figure out our greens. And the bottom part of his scarf will be green too. And we'll come back in with that same B color. Mama can have a, all right, I wish I had colored this the other way. Oh. Instead of putting my dark on the top and bottom, I wish I had, for this section, it curves in, so the shadow would actually be in the middle. But, oh well. Not now, it doesn't. Right? That's okay. She doesn't got a lot of room here. We're just going to fill in. That 0.4. She can have a green hat with white. So he can have then, or they can have teal earmuffs and a green scarf. Just trying to like vary it across our image. Thank you, Gail. Most of that really is just having those swatch stripes. Either using your color chart, but even sometimes I like seeing it on the color chart and not being able to 100% like really hold it up depending on, you know, the angle you're working at or what you're working on. Nothing will replace my little swatch stripes down here at the bottom when it comes to color matching. Okay, now we need our limey green. Oh, that's a good one. That's a very promising green. We need like one darker. What are you, G5s? G6. Oh yeah, that's way too dark. 1.5. Not bad, but not quite. What about some wide shots? Can you borrow from the wide days? A little too olive. Ooh, and that's so dark. So 5.3, 5.1. YG 1.6. Let's give that a go. Okay, so we said, well, I'm not going to have, oh yeah, she's going to have white. So yeah, he's got white hat extra bits. He's going to have green hat band. She's going to have green metal hat, green scarf stripes. He's got scarf. Oh, and this guy's got green down here. So then back over to the 5.3. Start taking up some space. And then 5.1 is going to be our high point. What color are we going to make our bird? Green. I think that's all of our green. Let's go ahead and do those arms while I'm thinking about it. We'll go 7.8, which is that super dark brown. And we don't need any shading. We're just going to fill it in. And this is what I said when said we wouldn't, if we didn't want to worry about purple on their arms, we didn't have to. We can just cover all that right up. Sorry to get those really precise little lines. It helps so much if you hold your marker down really close to the nib. Well, a lot of you guys are saying red. You think one spot of red on this card is going to be okay? I think that's going to break my brain. I think that might be too much for me. I'm going to say for their hats, we can bring in the same color we did for the snow, for the white on their little hats. Yeah, they're going to have orange noses. Maybe once I see the orange noses, that will help me decide if I can handle a red bird. See, look, my automatic response is to reach for my other oranges. That's so funny. Let me make sure I'm still on the screen for you guys. So zoomed in pretty tight. Yeah, I'm thinking deep blue on the nose, or on the, sorry, on the bird, like an extra dark, but still blue. I'm thinking. It's a little bluebird. And we need black cats. We're gonna stick with our cool grays, just because that's the color tone we've kind of set up so far. We're gonna leave a little bit of a reflective highlight on the edges there. The artist already drew in our shadows under this little brim of his hat, making that nice and easy for us. Pull that color down, and then we can add a little bit of that back part of the brim, and we can bring in that highlight just right on the edges. There we go. And a very light orange for this little hat. And I'm thinking that like a medium black for these buttons too. That's 7. Because I'm really fine if they look a little like coal. Right? Very cute. I like them a lot. The only thing is there's not enough contrast, I think, on the white hats. We need a little bit of that or it doesn't look like anything. Go back in with the same ones we did before. Don't be scared to add in a little extra of that dark color here because it really will make a huge difference. Right? Aren't they so cute? I love them so much. So cute. These are too big. Okay. What's next? Right. And again, if you hate fussy cutting and that's just not your jam, you could totally color this, die cut it, and just ink blend your background and pop it on top and be fine. If you like, don't mind that halo, that's your style, go for it. 100% nothing wrong with that. It just did not fit my vision. Thank you guys so much. I love that you love it. Okay. I'm gonna put down my washi. And if you are like me and have even a possibility of a yucky die cutting plate, do yourself a favor, take a piece of printer paper and cover your seam with it when you run it through your die cutting machine. And that way, any little indents, any dirt, any dust, whatever, goes into your printer paper and not onto your seam. And that's our sweet little seam. We're going to keep this die to the side because we are going to use it on our little border. I think we could not border. We'll see. We have enough room here to put our sentiment right here, but I was leaning on adding in the wavy border just for some more texture. You're good, Brennan. I am happy that Kathy gets to speak to us via Scott's account. So right now, this is what we're working with, right? Which is cute. I think the first thing I'm probably going to want to do is face is crooked. Is put some kind of border. I'm sure you won't be surprised to hear that. My hesitation, my only hesitation is that I don't really want it to be white because of the cream, but I think like my barbershop cardstock is going to be too dark, right? That's not terrible, but it doesn't match the blue. And I have the moss green that might work. It's really bright. Where are this? We have the fun basic patterns. I don't usually do pattern on pattern. Yeah, that might be too much. Or even like the green dot that's in there. I don't know. The green is kind of fun. The moss green. Because we have like our extra purple and the teal is more present, right? Just like a little sliver of green. I think I like that. Alex said sparkle. Oh, don't worry. I have my snowdrift glitter here still. I fully intend on adding some sparkle to our snowmen. That is not a problem. Or we could do another neutral and add in some pebble and play up the cream. No, I don't like that. Let's try moss. Moss. Yeah, I wish I had a pink and green purple. I don't have the right purple. I would definitely do purple if I had a flat cardstock. But I think as long as I'm delicate with the green, because this is a very bold green for sure. But I think as long as we're intentional with it, okay. So this we're going to take just over 4. Like I'm not even doing a full 1/4 inch off, right? And this can be just over. Yeah, and that's just going to give us that tiny little frame. Oh yeah, ink blending your borders, that's a good idea too. We definitely could have done that, right, and done purple, but I already cut it. So that's it now. And you might be thinking to yourself, but you have all of that you cut and you're going to put it in the packaging, and you would be also correct. But I've convinced myself and I'm on team crazy bright green right now. I'm just going to stick with it. Yep, Donna. See, I think the tiny little green, I think we're good. I think that's cute. Well, although the more that we're doing, the more I'm thinking of skipping the stitched wavy border. I think that the sentiment stamped along the bottom in our purple would be really cute, or even just black would be really cute. Definitely needs to be popped up, which means if we're going to stamp, we should do that first. So happy winter from all of us. Cute, cute. And you know what? I'm going to take out the to all of you, and we're going to stamp it on the inside and shock everybody by making a whole complete card, which if you've been here before, you know is not my specialty. And I'm also now leaning against maybe doing the white snow dots, kind of just like having the dark dots. Okay. So happy winter. From all of us. Just using the lines on my Misty. That actually looks pretty good. And I think the black ink here will balance out that darker hat. Because I did see Melissa mention black possibly for the cardstock mat. And I feel like this will bring that black in. There we go. Nicely. But to all of you, we're going to stamp in purple. It's because I didn't touch it at all first. So all of you, a little pop of purple. Right, pearls clutched, a finished card. I know. Okay, last thing before we add our foam is our snowdrift, and then I promise I will show you these other two stamp sets. I promise, I promise. I really liked on Tuesday how we kind of just added little stripes of the snowdrift glitter. We can still kind of do it in sections. And the snowdrift is so pretty because it's clear. And then I will hold it up so you guys can see in the light. Definitely should have done this on a bigger piece of paper, for sure. And then to kind of cover where I didn't blend this bottom as much because I was anticipating covering it up, we're going to add just a little touch of glitter down there too. And then no one will ever notice. And this glitter is nice because it does not like fly everywhere. This chunky glitter has like just enough weight to it or something that it's not getting bossed around. So, right, you can see that it literally looks icy. That texture it gives, it's so pretty. The one thing I will tell you is adding foam. I had it. Turning this upside down to add the foam is not super fun. So I'm gonna apply it in midair. And that way, once we peel off the backing, I can squish it down from the front so I can make sure I'm squishing in places where there's not. Lisa, I love this card too. We're having a really good week. You guys know there are times where we make a card and I might think it's okay, but I don't love it. This week, we're really winning at life. I feel really good about our cards this week. I feel great, in fact, about our cards this week. So that is our super sweet little scene. I like the extra color. I think all of this crazy background with this nice stripe of white at the bottom and right on the middle of their bellies balances out really well. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Now what you're actually all here for, besides the snow family, we have our mug of the month, which looks like this. This is our November mug. So she's a very cute Christmas tree, and this is my favorite part. It's the lights. It's the little tangle of lights for me. So warm and cozy wishes, sending a cup of good cheer. 'Tis the season for coffee. So good. So I will definitely be using this on Tuesday. Okay. And then this is the stamp set that I used for my hop card that I said I'm going to have a video over on my channel tomorrow at noon. And the hop goes up at noon on Instagram as well for our November release hop. But this is the stamp set I use. This is called Snow Pals. Look how cute they are. Oh my God, I love them so much. He's got a little top hat and a candy cane. And look at this one with a little bird on his head. Man, they're so cute. So some big snowflakes, the really cute trees, lots of little snowmen. If snowflakes were kisses, I'd send you a blizzard, which I'm pretty sure you can tell from the ink is what I used on my card. Warm wishes and snowman kisses. And the sentiments don't have coordinating dies, but the snowflakes and everything else does. So a really cute little stamp set. And then you guys know all of the house stuff that we played with earlier this month from the subscription kit that will be available individually. Our paper. You know what I skipped? There's another paper, isn't there? Where is it? Yeah, this guy. We got white holographic paper. That would have been fun to use. Our background. I wasn't even thinking about that. So it's, you get one that's like the marbly holographic white, one that's like a sheen, like pearl. And then, well, you get two of each, right? Two marble, two of the sheen, and then two of this really beautiful glitter. So cute. So yes, everyone that's asking, there are two foils. I showed them on Tuesday. We have the beautiful matte teal and then a holographic silver star. Give me 1 second and I will grab those two. And I can show you, we looked at them on Tuesday when we looked at when we worked on our other foil and all of our foilables. Where are you? Here you are. I guess it's satin, it's not matte. So we have our satin teal and then our silver holographic stars. Those are our two new foils coming tomorrow. Thanks, Polly. All right, so that is going to be the end of our second sneak peek night. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I'm just loving this, how this one turned out. Like I said a few times, because I don't want you to forget, there is a hop happening tomorrow on Instagram at noon. And I'll have my video up sharing my hop card. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. I appreciate you so much. I will see you back here on Tuesday next week at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be using the November mug of the month. But if you have any other requests that you would like to see with it, color schemes, techniques, I don't know, foil, glitter, holographic paper, whatever you want, leave me some comments, let me know, get me inspired if you're feeling anything jumping out at you, and I will work on it. So I hope that you guys have an absolutely amazing night. Have a good and safe weekend. Have fun shopping tomorrow with the new release. And yeah, I will see you guys back here on Tuesday next week. And until next time, happy crafting. Have a good night, guys.